Hello, I'm RetroJules. This is my Tier 9 Bat-Chatillon 25T AP, one of my new all-time favourite tanks. I love this tank. Gotta be careful though, it is a medium. We haven't got that light tank camouflage bonus on the move, and it's 20 metres shy of most other tanks' spotting ranges. But I just wanted to show you a couple of games. I've absolutely loved this tank. I've been playing it relatively well, quite consistent with it, and one of the very few tanks where pretty much almost every game was always quite successful. Don't get me wrong, still have some shockingly bad ones, wrong place at the wrong time, pushing forward on the map and all the rest of it, but generally done quite well. Ditched the binoculars, so I'm running this with optics, vert stabs and vents, and I like to get in this bush if I can and do some spotting, and just wanted to show you in this particular game that the tank is still effective as a passive hiding scout and racking up the assisted damage. For some reason this tank suits my game style, and my wife caught me tanking. Believe me, she's caught me doing worse, and she said, "Is that a new tank?" She asked the right question. I said, "Yes it is. This tank," I said, "really seems to suit my gameplay style." And she said, "Well, what is your gameplay style?" And I thought, I think it's reckless. That's the first word that came to mind. And I like exciting games, and sometimes I take chances, and I think that actually that kind of makes me generally a little bit of a reckless tanker, because sometimes I will go in and do something knowing that I really shouldn't and thinking I might get away with it. And sometimes I do, and more often than not I don't. So couldn't resist a shot on the E75, and it was worth waiting for to take its ammo rack out, and I'm off. And the only thing really I should do when I'm in that bush is face the tank the other way, so that when I'm going to manoeuvre I'm going to go forward rather than backwards, and of course my acceleration is better forward than it is backwards. But this tank is just brilliant. I absolutely love it. We've gained 4 degrees of hull traverse, which does make it quite manoeuvrable. It's fast, it's good on the acceleration. My crew on this have got situational awareness, reconnaissance, sixth sense, camouflage, snapshot, brothers in arms, and they're currently training in silent driving, hoping that when I get to the tier 10 Bat-Chat that the silent driving is just going to help my ability to sneak up on the enemy. And I am well aware that there are 2 TDs up on that hill and a heavy, but there's a TD just round the corner, and this is where my gameplay sometimes is a little bit reckless. 40-second reload, it's uncomfortable because, yeah, you miss shots like that. It's amazing how many shots you've got the ability to take when you're reloading and you get yourself in a good position on the map. But that's the price to pay for an autoloader with that 40-second reload. A 110 E3 round the corner, and I'm going to go in. Can't resist it. It's not quite on full health, and I know those guys at the top have got a line of sight, and really I should keep moving just a bit more than I am, but I was absolutely determined to go in for that tank destroyer. Get away with it, took a bit of punishment, and that's the reckless side of me. But do you know what? Sometimes when I'm playing and there's that little bit of flying by the seat of your pants, I am just chuckling away to myself and loving every minute of it. So we're on the reload. We are winning this game easily. And there we are with 15 assist ribbons. Not so great on the damage ribbons, but this game was always about picking up the assisted damage, and just shows that this tank as a medium almost plays as the 1390 light. They are so similar in the way they play. Right, just under 4 seconds, going in for the E100, and this is, oh, E100's taken out. So what are we left with? We're left with another E100, and this is where my driving kind of lets me down. I can easily take the E100 out. One more shot in is all I need, and climbing up on a rock and bumping into it. Oh, what an idiot. Is not the way to take that tank out. Hey ho, these things happen, and I have found with this tank it's generally my driving that lets me down in this, because you tend to take chances. But a very decent 63,500 silver, 2,000 damage, over 4,500 assisted, and Retro comes top in what was a very effective spotting and assisted damage game. So we're back on Redshire. Well, actually we're on Redshire 1944. I like both versions of this map. I've always liked these maps. We're top tier, hurrah, in our tier 9 French medium, and I apologise straight away, and I'm hoping you notice the difference in picture quality. This to me is quite poor. The first video clip is done in the new way I record now, using the Xbox to record in HD onto an external drive, which I then edit on the PC. And this was done in the old style that I used to record in, by streaming the Xbox to the PC and using a screen capture to record it. But I didn't realise for some strange reason that my Xbox was streaming in a medium setting and not the high that I used to use, and it definitely degrades the picture quality. So I hope for you guys, by the time this is uploaded and you are now watching it on YouTube, that it is still very watchable. I was proud of this game. It's probably what we call a little bit of a clutch game, where the way that I played absolutely mattered. I needed to be good, I needed to be effective, and I've said this before, sometimes when games come down to the last bit and involves me being skillful as a tanker, I often let myself down by not making the right decisions or rushing in. And I'd like to think that in this game I was cold, I was calculating, and I think I played it correctly. And I'm just using bushes to my advantage, because the camo rating on this, when it is stationary, is very effective. Bushes work, bushes hide me, and I'm just going to try and take any pot shots that I can and stay safe and keep my health. So a shot in the baby waffle, second shot on the baby waffle. That waffle's down to a 1 shot now. No way I'm going to get that WZ on the move, so I'm not even going to waste a shell. Only 30 shells. You only get 5 reloads with this tank. I've not yet run out, but I could see it could be very possible. 5 reloads doesn't sound that much. And what I've had to learn with this tank is to try and not waste shots. Don't take a shot if I think I'm guessing that it might work. So I'm just going to stay with these 3 mediums and the tank destroyer. And really, looking at the minimap, it's probably 50-50 whether I stay with these guys or really go back and help to protect the cap, because that's pretty much where all the team are, in the west and northwest. But I'm here trying to pick off some shots with these guys. Now there's a TD in the cap. There it is. It's a Jag Panther, and I am not going to go rushing in on my own to take that tank out. Need to save my shells, need to be careful. It's going to be to my advantage to keep my health, and I'm just going to take this tank, or help take this tank out with the help of my guys. Whereas once upon a time I'd have gone rushing in, not really checked the minimap and thought, oh, I'm on my own and oh, I've missed and oh, I'm dead. That is not happening anymore. Calculated tanker. Trying to outthink the enemy. And, oh, there's Artie. Alright, throw caution to the wind. Bollocks to all that. Let's go in. Let's get Artie. One shot in. And, oh, no, it's stolen from me. Alright, well, I'll take the Ag Panther instead then. Oh, I really wanted to take Artie out. Right. 6 of their tanks very, very close to our cap. We're capping. I'm 50-50 whether to reload now because my clip is half full. Or half empty, if you're a negative person. Half full for me. And yeah, those shots don't go anywhere, so I'm on a reload. Just back down into the river. Stay out of sight. Right, we've got 2 tanks in the base. Do I join them? Is this going to be a cap off? And I decide no. Can I get to the other side of the map in time? Got 1:20 to get to the other side and help or reset the cap. Well, our guys in the cap are taking hits. The cap's getting reset. But it seems pretty obvious that the enemy are very intent on winning this by a cap. And there are a few tanks up too. So I'm going to have to go the long way to stay out of sight. I'm absolutely going to get there on time. 40 seconds to go. I just need to get to the top of this hill. Just need to see who's in the cap and just at least get a shot in. Right, here we... Oh, great. It's a heavily armoured VK. Right. Tracking shot resets the cap, but now the charioteer has joined it, and now there's 2 of them capping. It's even Stevens. It's 4 tanks apiece. And this is where I'm just thinking, right, get up to the top, Retro, get in the bushes, and try and outspot them. And ideally, I'd want to be kind of behind the bush, not to the side of it. Not really the greatest use of camo. Where are they? I'll take a blind shot just to see if I can hit something, because that clock is ticking. Nothing happens. Suddenly the charioteer appears. Whether my shot was close and it put the wind up it, it's on the move. Charioteer down. VK left. Reset the cap. We can breathe. Get a reload in. Or am I going to try and take another pot shot? Clock's ticking, Retro. Reload. Got plenty of time. Heavily armoured. Tier 9 German heavy. Sat in the cap. Facing me. That tank is going nowhere. That tank thinks that he can bully me and just sit there facing me with his heavy armour. Well, I'm having none of that. Still reloading. Still working out the best approach. Can I outspot the heavy? Let's go back up to that little bush. There it is. Misses its shot. Can I get a shot in? And no. Clever. Bugger. It's hiding behind the charioteer's dead carcass. I'm going to have to go in. That clock is ticking down. I'm going to have to use my speed and manoeuvrability to try and outflank the VK. Keep that charioteer between us to the last minute. VK misses! Go on, Retro. Get in there. Take that VK out. Come on. Another shot will do it. Oh, it bounces. Oh, come on. VK taken out cap saved. 1 heavy left. 3 of us against 1 heavy. Can we do it? So now time to relocate again and get right across to the other side of the map. And that's what I love about this tank. Its speed, its effective gun. It's such fun to play. And I think I mattered in this game. I absolutely saved the game from the enemy capping. But it's another heavily armoured VK. Oh, and a message from SWAT Grease. I'll have a look at that in a minute. 3 against 1. Side shot. Ah, it's got to be on the building. Right, get a shot. Oh, that must have flown over its bonnet and under its cannon. That was unlucky to miss that, but it missed. I've got 3 shots. Haven't really got time for a reload. It's 2 against 1. It's me and our tank destroyer against the VK. Can I get there in time? Here we go. Nice soft side shot. And we win the game. My heart was pounding when those 2 tanks were in the cap. I really wanted to get it right. 30,000 silver, 2,500 damage, 1,200 assisted. You know, not a big game by any stretch of the imagination on money and winning. But I came second. And I really like to think that I made a difference in that game. So what did SWAT Grease say? Good job. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I did my best. And as you can see, this was a game that I played over Halloween. So, SWAT Grease, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate your message. Well, I hope you enjoyed me in my Tier 9 French Batchat 25T AP. I love this tank, and at the beginning of this video I told you that I kind of described my tanking as reckless, and I think generally it probably is, but that game was cold, calculated, and I enjoyed it. But if you had one word that described how you tank, what would it be? Do let me know. In the meantime, keep safe, keep tanking, and I'll see you soon.